Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. This is Mr. Shakespeare again with you on the 2nd of May, 2024, joined as usual by psychic medium and remote viewer Liz Cross. How are we doing today, Liz?
Oh, I am as puzzled as everybody else out there, which is why I just had to do this. So thank you for being a good sport, Mr. Shakespeare.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Right, so we're going to look at the protests at Columbia University and at UCLA in California. But first, we're going to chat to this guy. He apparently started a company called Crowd on Demand. Um, so he's from Rent a Mob or Rent a Crowd.
Rent a mom. That's so
Well,
funny.
same thing, isn't it? Now, apparently, well, no, I won't. No, I won't say anything. Okay, let's just grab him, please, Liz.
Okay, I have him here. He's a very serious businessman.
Glad to hear that. Has he anything to do? Has he supplied the crowds for either or the UCLA or the Columbia University pro-Palestinian protests, which are currently going on?
Have you supplied anybody for these pro-Palestinian protests that are going on at all at Columbia University or UCLA? No, but they asked us to.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah,
What does that mean? Okay, who asked you?
exactly. Who?
The organizers. Do you mean the protest, the protesters on the ground? No, the government campaigns.
Hey,
That's what I'm saying, eh? Um, what do you mean by the government campaigns? Who is this an American? Were they American based? No. So the people that approached you to hire, like rent a mob, as Mr. Shakespeare put it, they were not from the US government. Exactly. Where were they from? Now he's pointing across the globe. And where were they from? Were they Chinese? No. Were they European? No, as in like Western European. Uh, were they were they Russian? They were Russian.
really? Definitely
Yeah.
not anyone. Let's just confirm. Nobody, no from the Middle East.
Ooh, was anybody from the Middle East? Yes. Iran was Iran. There's a whole consortium of people. So
Okay.
let's narrow this down. Okay. So did the consortium of people approach you? Two sides. Two sides have approached him.
So one was pro-Palestinian. What was the other side then? Pro.
What was the other side pro? Pro American.
Okay.
Not were they pro Jewish? No, not necessarily pro Jewish, just pro American. So this is about, so are you saying basically pro Palestinian is equal to anti American? That's what he's saying.
Okay. But he didn't. His firm and his company, his corporation didn't supply anybody.
No, these people were supplied by an underground corporation, an underground company. They got the big wigs out. His company doesn't necessarily deal with the big wigs. They're just like students and poor people that sign up to, they get paid a lot of money. He just said to me, they can get paid thousands of dollars depending upon how far they're willing to go.
Yeah, of course.
How much did these operatives, or how much did these people offer you, the consortium? Billions of dollars.
Billion?
Billions of dollars. Billions.
Billions.
B.
What? And he turned them down.
Why did you turn them down? because he didn't want to get in trouble with the US government for inciting hatred. He knew that what this was going to turn badly. This was
Right.
anti-American. Do you think that if this is more anti-American than pro-Palestinian? He says absolutely in his own personal thoughts, feelings, and opinions. This is not my thought. This is not Shakespeare's thought. This is his personal thoughts, feelings, and opinions. And he did not want to be locked up in jail, right, for anti-American protests. Like he would be the ringleader, and he wasn't willing to do that. They came in with a load of money to pay this for this operation. And there's
Okay, but
more coming. He says there's more coming.
okay, but these people have paid somebody else to do this.
They've paid an underground offshore account. And he knows about these people. They base themselves out in the Caribbean. Okay, but essentially they're an American company. I feel like they're based in the Bahamas.
So an underground company based in the Bahamas, American owned, is running anti-American protests at two universities under the guise of being pro-Palestinian.
According to this guy, yes. I haven't actually grabbed them as an entity yet. We will.
We
But
will.
yeah,
Well, let's do that then.
okay. So I'll grab the pro Palestinian protesters as an entity. I'm going to keep them separate. UCLA will start with them. They're getting paid a lot of money.
Of course.
Some of them are not even legal
You mean that?
citizens.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, that's to be expected with your open border policy. Of
It's a quick way to make cash,
course.
is what I
So,
just got.
of course, yeah, I get that. So let me think. Okay, so they're going to get paid a lot of money. Now, the LAPD and the riot police and everything have or allegedly arrested these people. Do they fear being charged? I mean, they could go to prison for this.
No, no, because legal representation will be provided for them. That was all part of it.
Wow.
According to their personal thoughts, feelings, and opinions today, May 2nd, 2024. This is what they were promised. However, further down the line, we don't know whether these, this company or these people that are paying for this will actually supply the legal representation. I don't feel that they have any intention to do that, is what I'm getting. But they certainly preyed upon vulnerable individuals in society. Not everybody, but they know where to find people that need money. Their transport costs were paid for in a lot of in a lot of circumstances. Their expenses, their food, that was all paid for as well, or at least promised to be paid.
Yeah, it
Are
was a fully
are
fun. It's a
you
fully.
actually, so let me ask this question. Sorry. Are you actually pro-Palestinian? Not all of them are. They're just there to be there.
Do they even know where Palestine is?
Do you even know where Palestine is? No, not necessarily. A large portion of them, no.
Okay. So if it's anti-American under the guise of being pro-Palestine, but the shouts and everything else and the flags and are all clearly Palestinian. So what did they hope to achieve?
What do you hope to achieve? Disruption.
Okay, disruption of what? College campus?
Disruption of what? College campus?
University campus?
No, no. No, this is what do you hope to achieve? I don't even know if they know, so I may have to go to the source. What are you hoping to achieve? I mean, what do you believe you will achieve? Well, they believe that they may achieve peace in the Middle East. Now, let's go to the source of this consortium that paid all this money. What do you want to achieve? Maximum disruption to the American system, like news stories. They want this as taking over on the news. They want to create this chaos. And are you anti Jew? Absolutely, they are. This consortium behind these protests that are paying these protesters, they are anti Jewish. And why are you so anti-Jewish? This is Iran coming through now. Vermin, the usual answers. Um, so what do you think you will achieve by creating this chaos? Like, you think that you're going to turn the American opinion around? Yes. So they're trying to persuade Americans to be anti-Jewish. Now, I go back to my recent travels. I was actually quite shocked in the UK at how anti Jewish the UK was, or how I found it. I didn't really talk about it, but other people around me were talking about it. I was around a lot of different types of people, and it was all, very anti Jewish without a lot of historical speculation thrown in. It was just that, and then this is a very complex situation. I'm not for either side. I just don't like people being hurt and destroyed anyway. But I'm like, because American is really quite pro-Jewish. And see, as I'm probing the consortium, they just said to me, America is Jewish. Are you doing this as a warning? Are you trying to warn? And what they just said to me is, yes, it's a warning, but it's also about how feeble your population is, that you can actually turn your population against one another so easily and so quickly. I don't know what to say.
Okay, a couple of other questions then. So we found out from a probe a while back with the border that the federal government were funding the illegal migrants coming through, which was a shock. So in other words, they were complicit in it. They want, or the Democratic administration want these people. What they think they're going to be voters for them. I suppose that's what they are hoping. Are the American government involved in any way in this?
Are the American government involved in any way in this? Are they involved in any way in these protests? Have they paid for it? Have they organized it? Well, yeah, there's some leaders that have organized it. Is George Soros behind this? Okay, let me probe George Soros. Are you behind these protests at UCLA and Columbia? No.
All right. But the American government are involved? I mean, they're either, you see, what we got with the other one was they were involved with it and they were paying for it. Even that's why they don't close the borders. That's why. And you can see why, because they want the people through, because they look at them as new potential voters. You know, I mean, I don't agree with it, but I get why they're doing it.
Right. And again, that's not your opinion. That's what we got from the probe.
Yeah, but in this probe, are they involved in a similar way? Are they, because you've got the police. Okay, they're paid. They're state employees. They're paid for by the federal or government. Doesn't matter whether it's local or federal. They are having to do the job on the front line against these people. These people, I mean, and they are stirring up the news cycle big time. Yep, I agree with that. They've definitely achieved that. Then they're going to get processed. Maybe they're going to get legal representation. I mean, everybody's being used here. It's like, but if the government are behind it in any way, shape, or form, then people should be aware of that. Because if the government are not behind it, you would think they would want to crack down on these people, lock them up, arrest them, charge them and everything else, and make sure they don't, to send the message back out. But I don't know. Are they involved or not?
Are they involved? I'm not getting that they are. Only like by having to maintain order and control.
Oh no, I get that. No, I mean, I meant, are they involved in the planning and the paying for and the funding?
Are they
Not
planning?
having to deal with the aftermath. I know they're involved in that side of it because the police, are their entities, aren't they? So
Are they involved in the planning or the paying for it? No.
okay. So
So,
what's the American government's view on what's going on?
okay, let's probe the government. What's your view on what's going on? Well, it depends who you speak to in the government. It's
Uh,
almost like I'm getting this is good for the election.
really? It's good for the election. Okay.
And I'm saying, why is this good for the election? Because they find that the American base right now is not really excited about the election at all.
Well, no, they're probably not.
People feel indifferent. So to have this type of political turmoil going on is actually very important for votes. It gets people excited about voting, that their voting may actually matter, their vote may matter. So that's how they're viewing it. It's like, woo, we're getting the base, we're getting the people excited. And it also feeds the ego of those in power, right?
Right.
They like that. They like that people are starting to get politically wound up. Whereas we were kind of becoming united at some point and united in economic turmoil. So the people, whether you were on the left or the right, you're still experiencing economic turmoil the same as your neighbor. It doesn't matter who you are. And this is a sort of a thing to, disrupt that. Oh, wait a minute. We're supposed to be on different sides again. Because if the issues are just about the economy, the vote is going to go one way, right? And
Mm-hmm.
it's about trying to remind people that the issues are far beyond just the economy alone. That's what I'm getting. I mean, all of that makes sense, actually. And I agree. When everybody is suffering economically, the rest of the stuff for Americans, it doesn't matter. It's always about the wallet, always. How much money is in your wallet? How much money is in your fuel tank? How much money is in your bank account? How much money is in your 401k? Right? That's all that is the be all and end all for Americans.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah.
You start hitting them economically, and that's the fundamental difference between America and the rest of the world. And it's about money. Okay. Now you can go to Europe. Money won't necessarily be the most important issue on the ballot. It'll be, oh, the green, and oh, the this, and oh, the that, and oh, maybe the healthcare, and maybe this, and maybe that. Not for Americans. No, it's about the money. So you see how this is good for the election now. Wow, That is so telling. God. And it's like, we're all just like sheep, right? We just sit here and we fall for it every single time. So let's ask the consortium, did you realize that this was going to excite the base politically? Absolutely, they knew that. They know how this psychological warfare works, right? But they really wanted to send the message to Washington that they can turn their citizens against them. And it's very easily done.
Right.
Wow. I'm shocked. I'm, God, okay. Whew. At least when you come to Liz Cross's channel, you get an education. You know what I mean? And the thing is, y'all just kill me because you're putting in the comments, Mr. Shakespeare sounds anti-American. Hello? Hello? You need to travel. Hello? Most of the world is anti-American. Wake up. Wake up. Stop crying in the YouTube comments. Stop. I don't even want to hear it. Okay? You need to wake up. And this is precisely an example of that anti American sentiment and how easily we are bought and sold by other countries. This is just shocking to me. I'm going to have to maybe put a shot of something in my tea today. Shocking. I, honest to God, going into this probe, thought it was going to be some lobbyist, some
Oh no,
American.
it had to be bigger than that.
No, but I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Honest to God, I thought, oh, okay, we're just going to find out the U.S. government, who's doing this. This goes so far beyond that. I'm shocked.
Just to clarify one thing, Liz, I'm not
Okay.
anti-American.
I know you're not. I know you're
I
not.
lived there for 5 years, and I've been going off. Well, I haven't been there recently, but I've been there a million times.
Look, at
Used to
the
work
end of the
for a
day,
American company. What I would like though is the America of the old. I don't like what America's become at the moment. So, and unfortunately, that's a sentiment shared by many people.
it is.
America has to get used to the fact that we're moving into a unipolar world. It's not going to be, sorry, a multipolar world, not a unipolar world.
And I know you're not anti-American. I know that, right? You are actually pro-American. And not only are you pro-American, you know more about the inner workings of the government, the financial system than most Americans do. And if you, the audience, when I say you, the audience, those of you that have been listening for a long time, what do you always say to me? You're writing me emails. Oh, that Mr. Shakespeare. Oh my God, he is so smart. Why even go to college? Why even do this? Because I learned more from him about the American financial system than is ever taught in school, right? But to the outside world looking in, even when I was abroad, and don't forget the UK is generally hyper political. I mean, they're not insular. They don't just look at what's going on in their own country. And that's something that I guess has been, you know, embedded in the culture because of at one time the UK did have most of the world in its possession. They always stay on top of what's going on, in the world around them. And all eyes are on America. That's what people don't understand. But they're just living in these little insular worlds. And you look at this. They're making fools out of us. It's just I'm shocked. Like I said, I'm gonna need a shot of something. And I'm not a drinker. I rarely drink. But I think I'm going to need a shot because it's like, wow, oh, okay, we're that gullible.
Okay, good place to end it, I think.
Do you think we go to other countries and pay people to? I'm sure we have, but not like this.
Sorry, did you?
Interesting.
I missed that because I talked over you. So again,
I said, do you think we pay other people to turn on their, you know, to
has
turn
America?
to
Oh my God,
organize
really, Liz? Has America done it?
protests?
Yeah, it's part of the
I'm
CIA.
sure we have.
Yeah, they do it all the time. America does it all the time.
Well,
Go and read, what's his name? Confessions of an Economic Hitman and things like that. I mean, they just do it all the time. They've done it all the time. America has done it many, many times.
but do we still do it? I mean, maybe we just don't hear about it.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, when I say we, I mean, yes, the Americans still do it. Yeah, of course they do.
Well, I'm glad you think you're one of us.
Well, I'm one of you. The best time of
Yeah.
my life when I lived in America. I absolutely enjoyed it. So,
It's a shame you didn't stay like half and half.
yeah, I know, but I couldn't. At the end, the business was sold, and I was there on business visa purposes. So, no business there, no visa. I should have gone for my green card. I could have done. Could have got it for
Yeah.
$1,500 at the time, and I thought, what's the point? I don't need it. I'll be here. Anyway, that was all back in the day.
Wasn't meant to be, Mr. Shakespeare, unfortunately.
Apparently not.
All right, I'm just shocked. I'll stop this one here.